Hey everyone, welcome back to more Dune Spice Wars. I'm DisturbingPuppet, so I just thought I'd do kind of a short video here, sort of an update on how things are going in my Harkonnen campaign. I thought we might only do like a couple of videos for this, but, you know, maybe drop a few as we've kind of progressed through. So, since we're red, it's very easy to see where our territory's at. We started down here, we expanded out, we've grabbed Plasgrate. We just recently grabbed this territory here for some extra spice production. We've got this for money. Out here we've got spice. We have this territory, which is actually giving us resources towards the guild favor. So usually you have to give the guild a bunch of votes in the Landsrod or give them spice for free to get your favor up with them. But because we have this territory, things are popping up that are actually giving me favor with them, which eventually we can use to get aircraft, which is pretty cool. Up here, so we actually had an encounter with the Atreides. So the Atreides are green out here. We've sort of scattered out a few areas. They're the only other faction I've run into. Their base is not very far away, so right up here at Arrakeen. They were actually trying to take this territory here. The locals sort of fought them a little bit, and then I sent some troops in, and sent them off, and took over for myself. So I think I'm actually probably #1 in spice production across the globe. It's a little hard to tell. We're only at war with the Atreides at the moment. We've made peace agreements with the Akaz and Carino, which is the Emperor's faction. So it sort of makes sense, although we can kind of see what's going on. Yeah, so Carino is now sort of expanding out this way, and they're trying to grab this territory right now. Looks like they will take it. Probably. Yeah, most likely. So what's going on with our faction? So the plan is probably... well, there's two ways we could win at this point. So we just keep expanding. We eventually get our hegemony up to 30,000 and we win. We are currently at 8,200, which puts us in the lead. So that's a priority. Grabbing these special territories give us additional hegemony. So grabbing these two, for example, that are right next to us will give us more. For aircraft, I do need to pick up one of these territories that have the energy resources so we can make fuel cells. So either this one or more likely probably this one down here. It's a bit more protected. We have made some agreements with some various different holdings or sieges of the Fremen. So we're kind of trading some water with them for other resources. So things are going pretty well. I don't have a giant army. You've recruited some mercenaries, which you can pick up from different events and things. So we have a few units down here. Some troopers. I don't know why there's only one. We unpause it there. There we go. It's kind of freaking out there for a minute. When you first load in, it's sort of weird about that. So yeah, we have this territory. We don't have this one, although our kind of influence sort of pushes into that area. We could grab this as a buffer against the Carino. I'm not too concerned about them yet, but that, yeah, I mean, that might be something we could do. Since it is so close, it sort of makes sense to grab this. Influence-wise, it'll cost me 114. We're already 80. We're gaining 5, so it won't take too long before we could potentially grab that. We could do some raiding and pillaging, which is sort of what the Harkonnens do. But in order to do that, like if we want to go against the Atreides, we've got to go all the way up here, walk all the way across. So their town is way back here, even though the territory goes right up to my border. That's something we could potentially do if we have enough water. The more water we have, the further we can move around in the desert without having too many troubles. Guys will get damaged and hurt from attrition and can even die. So in the main base, to help out with the manpower issues we've been having, did get a recruitment center, so we've got more manpower production and more manpower max. So that's been helping a bit, but currently Plasgrate is a bit of a problem. So like I just grabbed this territory, but I don't even have enough Plasgrate to build a refining center to start actually harvesting the spice. So that's something we want to look at. Actually, this is a special one, isn't it? 6% of village upkeep as knowledge. Okay, we might want to prioritize this then, the Sandfall, rather than this one. So that was 114 to grab. This one down here is going to cost me 148 because it's a little further away from our base, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's more because it's a special territory. But yeah, we probably want to grab that. There's actually even more spice down here. Jeez. Okay, we might want to just expand down there. That's kind of nuts. So that gives me, like, if we grab these territories here before Carino, like, they're heading that way. Maybe they won't come down. We do have the desert here to act as a nice border. But here, they could just kind of rush on down. There's money here and Plasgrate here, so they might beeline down. Yeah, we might want to redirect that direction. We do have some extra units here at the base because of some Landsrod things that have passed. So we have some Landsrod guards. So that's sort of voting that's going on at the moment. There's voting going on about forcing somebody into peace with everybody else. I'm currently not putting any votes into that at all. We have infrastructure controls, so less building construction and slot costs. So I'm trying to get that for myself. That'll help save me some plascrete. And then I'm trying to also get some Lanzarote Punishers. I'm just putting a few votes into that just to see if I can get it. Nothing too crazy. I don't want to spend too much of my influence because we have an event that I think we need that for. What is going on? The Herald of the Change. Yeah, so we could go ahead and exchange manpower and intel for some Lanzarote standing, which is okay. We're currently second spot for that. Not that it really matters too much. And then we could also exchange some influence for less spice that we have to pay. Later on, this is pretty good. At the moment, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you have insane influence production, it's fine, but it's not really that worthwhile. Something else I have done is over here in the Chom market. You can win the game by getting 50% of the Chom shares. Carino starts with a bunch for free. They actually, I think they've sold a few. Where did they buy a few? I wonder if they start at 60 or they start at 70. I think they start about 7 to 9%, something of that, but they add more shares as the game goes along. So right now the price is actually not terrible. Right around 1,000. Less than 1,000 is great. Right around 1,000 is pretty good. So I've actually picked up a decent share. But if I'm at 10%, we can pick up mercenaries and we get more influence production. At 30%, which is pretty hard to get to, honestly, because there's only 15% available out there. Even if I bought every single share here, and as I buy it, the price goes up. You can kind of see someone buys, price then goes up. Yeah, it'd be pretty difficult to get to 30%, but if we do, more military power and we get more influence that we can store. So that's pretty nice. I have had a lot of extra money, so that's kind of, I was putting some extra into there just to get that bonus for influence. On research, things have been kind of weird because there was a debuff for a while where military stuff was recruiting slower. Then after that was done, we got a bonus to the speed of getting the research done over here on economic stuff. So we've done a whole bunch of stuff. We've got additional militia slots, which for me as the Harkonnen is good because every additional militia guy I put on a territory gives me plus 5% production. We are currently working on crew training, so we can put more guys in the harvesters, which increases the production and gives me a flat 20% spice production bonus. Also, our guys will automatically redeploy after they've been pulled off territory. Yeah, so we have some other things we can do. We're trying to get spying up a little faster. Right now we're working on this. Once that bonus runs out, yeah, 2 days left. I think we'll finish this off and then we'll jump around. I think the extra agent recruitment speed would be good. Then we might grab some of this other stuff. Yeah, easier to grab territories. Extra militia slot. I think this is pretty good. Also, airfield upkeep's less. That might be where we go down there. Once we have that, I think we currently have 5 militia slots. So if I have a fully equipped militia in each territory, and if I get that other research, we can get up to 6. So currently, Harkonnens have a minus 20% on their production because we're just dicks, I guess, basically, unless we have a bunch of local military guys keeping everybody in line. So currently, with the 5, we're running at a 15% production bonus anywhere that I have all 5 guys. We add another militia guy, we get a 20% production bonus, so that's pretty nice. So we are at this point where we're going to get intel from pillaging, and killing guys gives us a chance of getting a brainwashed agent. I still don't know what this does. We have killed a few House Atreides guys, but nothing too crazy. It kind of makes sense. The Harkonnen and the Atreides are fighting each other, killing each other. I mean, that's just kind of the way of the world. I'm hoping to kind of limit the war to that. The Atreides, yeah, technically they're kind of in second spot behind us for hegemony. The main easiest way to win is through hegemony. Second one is getting the governorship of Dune and holding on to it. Military stuff takes a while, but we could kind of push that route. We could try to go Chom shares. I'd like to win that way sometime, but I don't know if this is the game for it. I've been really careful about what I build, because buildings eat up your cash, so that's kind of the main issue. Yeah, so we'll kind of keep that in mind. The other thing we can do as Harkonnens is oppress territories, which increases their production by 100% for a short time, but then afterwards it's decreased for like a week or something, 9 days, and there's a chance that the area will rebel. Something I noticed in the tech tree was that your militia apparently won't fight when they rebel. You need to actually send your regular military guys. But there's a building you can build after you research it that will cause your militia to fight rebels, if like a local area has some guys rise up against you. Now, because of who I have with me, we kill rebels, we get cash, which is nice. And then also, if we're oppressing someplace, we get more influence production, and our agents get recruited faster. So I have done that to try to up my plascrete production a bit. We've done that down here in Todrek a few times, just to kind of get some extra plascrete coming in. I think what I want to do now, because we need 400 to build some spice production facilities here. We just got this recently, we're working on the militia. Let's see if we can actually trade with anybody. Does anyone have extra plascrete lying around? You have 72, that's terrible.
Let's talk honestly.
We could get a trade agreement with you, which honestly isn't awful. Our authority production slows down, but we get more cash. So it's slower for us to get the resources we need to conquer territories. I do have a couple I want to grab quickly, so that might not be what I want to do yet. How about Karina? Do you have plascrete? You do have plascrete. You also don't care that much about your plascrete. Hey, I've got a ton of spice. You want some spice? I want basically all of it. It went automatically to 750. That seems like a lot, but let's see what we can actually do. He does want spice. No, let's not do all of it. Thanks. Oh. Okay, how much would you want for all 750? Go so fast if I just hold it. Okay, so about 380 spice. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty reasonable, honestly. Can I get anything else to make it an even trade? No. Yeah, 380. I can only stockpile up to 3,000. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So we just have to let time go for a second. All right, trade goes through. We get a ton, so trade is accepted. Now we can build something there, but priority is going to be over here in Esta. Every region does have its own special thing, but we want to focus here on getting a refinery so we can get spice production online. The other thing I would like to do, so this territory here is in the middle of a couple spice production fields, so I would like you to build, if we can, spice silos. So this region and everywhere adjacent to it gets plus 20% spice production. The other thing we probably want is a maintenance center, so it reduces the cost in cash of everything in this territory and adjacent territories. Cash is looking pretty good at the moment, so I think we'll go with extra spice production. Give me that, and then we'll build after. We'll hold off a bit and see if we actually get the infrastructure control. This is only for one faction, so if we do get this, that'll be quite a bit of a help. Do I want to put extra votes into that, or do I want to decrease the imperial tax amount? Finishing these also gives me some hegemony. So you can kind of see we've got 600 now for completed events. I'm not sure how much it is, but we do, like, finishing these and completing these objectives also gives us hegemony, which is nice. So getting those done is pretty important and is kind of a priority. I've got these extra military guys here, the Landsrod Guard, temporarily. They will go away. I think after this next vote is finished, because they were on the last vote, so everybody basically got some Landsrod Guards for a month to kind of do what they want with. Yeah, we probably want to expand to Ulmon and then to the spice production. So having 3 spice fields is huge, especially this early on. If I can get 4, like, I'm controlling a huge amount of the spice on the map at that point. It's kind of nuts. Does mean others might not be happy with me, but does mean my economy should be pretty fantastic. So is there anything else I want to do? Okay, so these guys are headed down here. So this will give me some additional guild favor. So after we have that, all we'd need to get like a big ship is cash and power cells. Well, fuel cells. So we'll need to actually take a territory that will get me fuel cells. So either here or over here. Shah Al Sud. What's the wind like down here? It's pretty good, so that's a good water production area as well. We also have my agents doing some stuff. Okay, looks like I do have enough. Let's go ahead and do it. So currently 538. Yeah, it doesn't drop it down a ton. And I'm going to let the second pass here. So we were getting 600 before. Yeah, events, it still says 600. So maybe it's only after a certain number of events are done that you get that. Interesting. My agents are doing what? So we're checking out this here, which will give me a free Fremen mercenary. Okay, I'm fine with that. The Fremen mercenaries are pretty good fighters. The only difficult thing about mercenaries, well, that kind of mercenary, they don't count against your kind of command points, which is really nice. They don't have any upkeep costs. And as a downside, you can kind of see with the Landsrat guards here, no matter how long they hang out in your territory, they just don't heal. So that's sort of the downside. So we have some guys up here that aren't healing as well, I think. Yeah, like potentially these range marauders are not going to heal ever. The Fremen mercenaries here aren't going to heal. Yeah, so we probably want to have some kind of an army. Oh, we actually have a storm coming in, so that's going to wreck our abilities to do some spice production. If it hits a territory where we're doing spice production, that'll shut it down for a little bit. Oh, all right, what do we get? We got 100% relationship with the Siege, which is nice. It's in my territory, so we can ally with them. What that requires is I have an agent permanently assigned to this territory, to the Siege specifically. So if I do that, my militia get 50% extra max health. So that makes my militia very strong. I'm not sure it's worth it, though, to lose an agent, especially not this early on when I don't have that many agents. At the moment, what I'm doing with my agents is I've got one on Arrakis, which is giving me authority, which helps me get essentially villages under my control. Then it's also giving me intel, which we use to do special things. I've got a couple of guys down here giving me additional manpower, because manpower's been kind of a bit of an issue. Chom here would give me extra cash if I have anybody on it. Landsrod here gives me influence, which is basically kind of free votes. And each agent usually has some kind of special abilities, like this guy's giving me some cash. This guy's giving me faster recruitment speed, more intel, and up here some extra cash. We can also put some ability on counterintelligence if we want to stop enemies doing stuff to us. And then we could put agents on other factions if we want to actually know a bit more about what they're doing, and if we want to work towards assassinating anybody. At the moment, I don't want that necessarily. I think we're just going to let that ride. I don't know if these guys will actually take any damage here from the storm. Hearing some fighting somewhere. Where is there fighting going on? Can't see anything there at the moment. Some fighting. Yeah, we're sort of scouting all over the place now, so we're seeing stuff all over the map. Occasionally raiders will come at you, but it's usually pretty good at indicating where raiders are at. And I've actually been pretty friendly with the Fremen, so whenever I find where the Fremen are at, I'm pretty much trading with all of them, I think. Yeah, so we're trading with these guys, giving them water for some spice. Got a few others I'm trading water for knowledge, which helps you research your tech and stuff. Oh, that's what it is. The Atreides flyer came nearby, so our base has missile launchers on it, so we'll just sort of automatically shoot at any enemies that come nearby. Out here, I did build an additional missile launcher out here to help defend this territory, in addition to my armies. He's being damaged by the storm. He might actually die. May not actually make it back. Alright, looks like you're fine. Okay, so out here, yes, give me Fremen mercenaries. Thank you. Fremen mercenaries, let's head... for now, how about we just go... Eventually we want this. Just go here. I can't take this over till I have enough influence to take it over. It's going to take quite a while. All right, so Landsrod results are in. See what we got. Okay, so nobody wanted everyone to be at peace with this particular faction. House Atreides put 136 votes in. Well, they put 100 votes in, and then the minor houses sort of vote randomly. So House Atreides is getting this bonus, which is unfortunate. I just didn't want to spend my influence. I wanted to get that event, but maybe this would have been better. And then Akaz is getting the Landsrod Punishers, who are good at killing or damaging bases, which they're probably not doing at this point, but yeah, what you gonna do? So as far as positive effects going now, we're charter contenders, we get more influence, we've fulfilled our obligations, so we have some extra spice exchange rate, and we're high standing, so we get some other bonuses there. Take a quick look here. It's under 1,000. It's tempting to buy some more. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and buy some more. Like I said, I'd really like to get that Chom victory, but I don't think it's very likely. Okay, so we have our agent freed up because we got the spy there. We can only do stuff on territories that we control or adjacent territories to ones we control. So we could do this. That would get me some information on another siege, which is not a huge deal. It sort of depends on what the siege has. Some of these are things like we can put some extra like money into or plascrete into for some kind of action, or we can send a military unit to do something else. I'm looking for something I can do with my agent, so that's not really something we can do. That's not adjacent, unfortunately. That's too far away. Out here. We can also kind of look here. Sometimes it's easier to spot stuff. There are some question marks on the map that we haven't spotted yet. I think probably it's either going to be grab the intel or get info on a siege. That's pretty much about it. Don't know what we'd get from a siege. We'll go ahead and check that just to see. It could be something decent. You never know. And I've got a decent amount of water production, and we will have more because I do have some territories I haven't put buildings on to get additional water. Okay, so down here we got some more, I think, plascrete up. Yeah, so we have some more plascrete production, which is nice. This territory's given me a good chunk of money, which is helpful. What's going on here? Extra resources and extra economic resources. So yeah, if we want to put any economic stuff, this is a good place to put it. So we're currently getting 32 Solari, 16 plascrete, and 9 water from this territory, which is pretty great. Like down here, we're just getting 23 plascrete and some knowledge. Here, we're currently not doing anything because we haven't even finished the building yet. We're working on it. We do have the militia set and good to go. That'll trigger here in a second. So that's here. So the space cruiser got the part, so we'll take that. Let's just bring you back into this town because it's close by. So yeah, we actually have enough that I could build a cruiser if I had the money and I had the fuel cells. All right, we've got another agent free. What's your special ability? So you recruit agents faster. All right, where do we need agents? Well, we're full up on this. There are techs that will unlock these additional spots. We could get more cash. This gives us more authority. That might be actually helpful. I'm going to do that. So we'll just improve my authority production, because if I do want to expand down here and take these territories over, Ulmon requires us to have 148, and Nunasek is 149, but it'll be worse after we take this territory over. Okay, these guys are wandering across the desert like maniacs. Sure, fine. Everything's kind of a mess with the storm, spreading all over the place. See, the price is going up. Yeah, so we bought here, now the price is spiking a bit. At 15%, I'm actually surprised House Carino's not buying more, but it could be that they're desperate for money. So that must be what's going on. I might actually be able to do it this game if I get a lot of cash coming in. We can just buy enough Chom shares to like the point where the Chom are like, yep, okay, yep, you got the majority, we do whatever you say. And then we kind of default win because we control the space lanes, essentially. Okay, we've got Harvester ready to go. Let's put some people in there. We'll get auto recall on. We'll deploy you. And how about we assign you an Ornithopter, we get plus 5% spice. So yeah, sure, let's do that. This is the maximum number of Ornithopters you can have, and we'll have 3 dedicated to spice production here very shortly. Everybody else is just auto checking stuff. So things like this will eventually get turned up as kind of the wind blows the sand, to kind of view it that way. We'll find additional stuff that we can do or explore and check out for resources, which is nice. Another siege is friendly. So this one, if I send an agent, gives me Solari production per active treaty. So that includes like peace treaties, I think. Yeah, so because we have a truce, so it would give me currently like 20 extra Solari. I'm not sure how often though. Must be on the same scale as everything else. I think it would just go up here. So that's a decent exchange. So that should mean more Solari production, but at the expense of manpower or influence or authority. I don't think I want to make that trade yet, but if we've got full knowledge on these guys, we can kind of send somebody there whenever we want to get that bonus. We'll eventually get more agents. And later, as we progress, we won't have to worry quite so much about the Fremen. Once a territory, I think once they're positive on you, like above 50%, I don't think they'll attack you. Or it's when they get to 100, they won't attack you. I don't know for sure which is which. It sort of seems like it's a little iffy at times and a little unclear because other sieges will sort of randomly attack a nearby other faction. So like these guys here, we're trading with, they're currently 88. Yeah, I don't think they would attack me, but the sieges will occasionally sending out kind of raiding parties of Fremen who will attack nearby territories. And if you're friendly with them, they won't attack you. So they'll even just walk through your territory to go after somebody else, which is pretty fantastic. So anything to kind of slow your opponents down, cause them some problems, that sort of thing. It's what you want. Okay, you're getting damaged flying through this crap. Yeah, at any time we can just kind of pause it and check if you want to check and see what's going on with the other militaries, if they're building forces up on your border. Thankfully, this is actually kind of a weird territory, so it's kind of hard for Atreides to attack us and hard for us to attack them. But if we can take... Well, I don't know if we... Okay, if we want to kill the Atreides, we'd probably want to take Tabdun. But here we're close enough that probably the missiles defenses on Arrakeen itself would be hitting us, unless we're very careful about positioning and attacking from down here, but it still might be too close. Missiles are probably still going to hit us if we try to take this territory, or even if we just want to raid it. And pillaging and stuff is always good. But if I want to prioritize going for a hegemony victory, these two territories are really important because each one of these is worth 1,000 each. So we're at 8.2 thousand. We're gaining some. That would put me just over 10,000 just grabbing those for the bonus. That's another 1,000. That's 11,000. Plus, each territory gives you some additional on top of that. So yeah, I mean, it adds up quite a bit. And then there are buildings and stuff that will give you additional production of hegemony as well. That's really where you get a lot, and that's those craft workshops you can kind of see. So there's a specific route for research we want to take if that's what we want to do. Right now, I'm just trying to build up a military and get my economy going. That's kind of my priority. But it's going pretty well. I think we build up the military a bit, we get aircraft. I think that's probably going to be the next thing. Grab this territory, get aircraft online, eventually grab this as well. Hopefully only be at war with the Atreides. We've got a nice big desert here. If I have to, if they come down this way, we could go around. and use that as a route to attack on the edge of the map. Sort of depends. Yeah, it's quite a few territories to try to get through to do that. Yeah, priority's going to be grab this, get aircraft online, and then we'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, it's kind of a quick look at how things are going in the campaign so far. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, the Harkonnen are doing well, as you would expect. We're either going to be dominating or everyone's going to gang up on us and kill us, probably. And that usually happens as you get close to winning one way or the other. Just everyone's just suddenly going to want to fight you, attack you, that kind of thing. Carino probably will turn against me at some point just because they're so close. They now have this territory. Like, they might try to go for this, and I might need to go to war with them to stop them from taking it, because I really don't want them taking this, because these buildings are so close to each other. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, but that might be something we do in the long run. We might focus down here first. Once we get these, lock them down, then we can worry about messing with Carino up there. But yeah, things are going pretty well. We'll see how it goes as we progress. So just kind of a quick update on this campaign of how things are going in Dune Spice Wars. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Not sure if people are really interested in this game or this kind of style of updates, just doing something really quick. And I'll just kind of do a bit more, maybe one or two more as I progress through the campaign. We'll see how it goes. These don't take a huge amount of time to finish, but it takes longer when I'm doing something like this and sort of explaining what's going on, taking my time to go through a little bit of actions. But anyway, this has been more Dune Spice Wars. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I will see you all again next time. Until then, have a good one.